Wands.
bro.
Page Wands just
That's
follows
Onka.
his enthusiasm. He doesn't have like the perfect answer for the journey that he's about to go on. He's about to go on a long ass journey, and because he's excited, and he is just happy-go-lucky, right? He's excited by something, so he moves towards it. Whatever happens, he will figure it out as he goes, right? Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this card. It says, love is the greatest success on the path to prosperity. Who can fully experience abundance without it? You have this denial card. It says, are you refusing to face reality about some aspect of your financial life? It's coming up in the Tower is all about facing reality. The whole point of the card is that those people have been ignoring reality, and now they're being brought down to reality. So I definitely feel that facing reality is going to be an important thing for you. The love energy could be loving anything. You are a big sign. We have Uranus and Taurus. It's at the end. And Uranus and Taurus is all about love, like your heart and what your heart is telling you to do. So the more connected you are to your heart, the better, Leo. And, I think that's what it's saying. You have the Queen of Swords, the Tower, and the Page of Wands. Queen of Swords is like finally seeing something clearly or getting an answer. A lot of people this week have had answers. So, it could just be one of those weeks where people are getting answers or seeing what they need to see more clearly, which of course is a good thing. You have the Tower, which is coming up in the good stuff after the Tower, which, that could represent the end of a Tower moment with the Death card. So if you have been going through any Tower moments, or if you don't have answers on something, this could definitely be a good sign that you're getting answers on something you've been hoping to get answers on in your life. I really also feel there's something about Leo, like really letting go. This is a big thing. This is not... I want to stress, this is part of the reading, but I feel this is more something Leo is, like an energy Leo is stepping into, maybe is a good way to put it, where I feel like you're learning that, like, the more you try to control anything, the less it works. And so I think you really are releasing that control, or the need for control, or the need to for things to look a certain way externally. I'm not saying like you blame things externally. We all do to a certain point. We all do at certain times in life. I'm sure we blame things for our problems or whatever. But it's like you're kind of like releasing that, or you're like releasing things to need to look a certain way in your life, and I feel like that's good. You have the Page of Wands. Again, I think you need to follow your enthusiasm, excitement, things that bring you joy, happiness. Any releases I think would be good for you as well, Leo. We were talking about jumping spiders, right? Jumping spiders have to create tension before they jump. So, if there's anything that you, like any hobbies, interests, fun things that you do that kind of release tension for you, I think doing more of those things this week would be good. Exercising, all that stuff, right? Getting the energy out. Let's see here, Leo. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Hierophant. Hierophant can be blessings. I'll show you over here. He's making the symbol with his hand here that represents receiving a blessing. So a lot of you could be doing more to focus on creating blessings in your life or get blessings, which is great. I also feel this could be more outside the box thinking, and again, jumping spider energy, that's what we should call your reading, is about kind of like, again, thinking outside the box, coming up with a creative solution to be able to jump onto something that you want, right? And so I think outside the box thinking would be good with the Hierophant. You always get the Hierophant with me. I'm always telling you, Leo, I really think Leos are going to be like teachers, whether you realize it or not, moving forward, in the coming years. And you're not going to be like teaching necessarily. You could be if you're a teacher, but if you're not a teacher, it's like and even if you are going to be teaching by being an example, by like doing the things that you're thinking about doing, or creating the things that you want to create. And I feel that's going to be really good with the Hierophant. With the Tower, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands can be like conflict or competition, but it's coming up in the good stuff. With the Tower, this could be you like rising above the competition or beating the competition, which is great. So I feel there could be like a lot of benefits in that for you with the Five of Wands. I also feel that it's part of the adventure. You used to get this card with me all the time, Leo, and I always used to say to you that I call this card Indiana Jones, because it's like going on a crazy adventure to get some treasure. And, a lot of you with the Page of Wands could be doing that. With the Page of Wands, here you go. You have the Six of Wands again, which we have twice going this way. So definitely could be a victory or a big success coming in for you based off an adventure. It could be an adventure you've already gone on as well. So, really like to see that just in general. You have this tortoise. It says slowly but surely getting ahead. Yeah, for the past couple weeks, I've been saying this to you, Leo, that you are ahead. And it's like maybe people are slowly catching up to you finally. And so that's nice. But I do feel you're making progress for sure. You have this eye. It says psychic ability, trust your intuition. Yes, definitely very intuitive time for you, Leo. So I would be listening to your inner voice, any dreams that you're having. You have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is like you and your higher self as well. So, anywhere you tap into your higher self would be a good idea. Like if you meditate or, maybe just driving around or taking a shower or whatever, wherever you get your answers, I would really be paying attention. You have this woman card. It says dealings or relationships with a woman. You have this club. It says someone will try to make you do something against your will. I think you've had cards like this with me. So, no allowing people to live your life for you. It doesn't have to be a woman either. These people cards could just be a person in your life that is trying to tell you what to do. And I think you just need to listen to yourself. You have this cracked cup. It says dissatisfaction with life. I like this card. I always say, I think dissatisfaction is sometimes like that one thing it's like the point we need to get to get motivated to take the next right steps in our life. So I like this. You have this June card and this torch. It says spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. So between now and June, you'll be getting a lot of spiritual development, enlightenment, and understanding, which is great for you, Leo. So great time to tap into your higher self between now and then, or great time to be more spiritual to get answers. But this looks really good, Leo. I like it. So thank you for being here. Make sure to leave a comment, and definitely enjoy your week.
On that topic, what advice would you give to students, young students who are struggling with math, but are interested in it and would like to get better? Is there something in this in this complicated educational context? What would you?
Yeah, it's a tricky problem. One nice thing is that there are now lots of sources for mathematical enrichment outside the classroom. So in my day, there were already math competitions, and there are also popular math books in the library. But now you have YouTube. There are forums just devoted to solving math puzzles, and math shows up in other places. For example, there are hobbyists who play poker for fun, and they for very specific reasons are interested in very specific probability questions.
Yes.
And they actually in this community of amateur poolists in poker. In chess, in baseball, I mean, there's math all over the place, and I'm hoping actually with these new sort of tools for Lean and so forth that actually we can incorporate the broader public into math research projects. This is almost it doesn't happen at all currently. So in the sciences, there's some scope for citizen science, like astronomers, the amateurs who would discover comets, and there's biologists, the people who could identify butterflies and so forth. And in math, there are smaller activities where amateur mathematicians can discover new primes and so forth. But previously, because we had to verify every single contribution, that most mathematical research projects, it would not help to have input from the general public. In fact, it would just be time consuming because just error checking and everything. But one thing about these formalization projects is that they are bringing in more people. So I'm sure there are high school students who've already contributed to some of these formalizing projects, who contributed to MathLib, you don't need to be a PhD holder to just work on one atomic thing.
There's something about the formalization here that also, as a very first step, opens it up to the programming community too.
Yes.
The people who are already comfortable
Yes.
with programming. It seems like programming is somehow maybe just the feeling, but it feels more accessible to folks than math. Math is seen as this like extreme, especially modern mathematics, seen as this extremely difficult to area, and programming is not. So that could be just an entry point.
You can execute code and you can get results. You can print out the world pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like if programming was taught as an almost entirely theoretical subject, where you just taught the computer science, the theory of functions and routines and so forth, and outside of some very specialized homework assignments, you don't actually program like on the weekend for fun. It would be considered as hard as math. So as I said, there are.
Onka is a no-show show. I was